How you guys doing? Randy Richard in the shop. So today I'm back on the Lance Lathe spindle issues with the collet closer. So this is part 2 of that. And so what I've done is I took the adapter sleeve and put it in, and I clocked it around, measuring the runout with it seated in there tight. So I found the spot where it's the lowest amount of runout, and it's about 2.5 thousandths total indicator runout of the inside. So I've got it placed in that position. And what I've set up is I've set up my internal tool post grinder, and I'm going to regrind that front bevel, which is a 10-degree angle on the inside of that for a 5C collet there for that entry angle. So I've got it all set up to do that. I used a sine bar set up on the compound to set the angle, and I've got the carriage locked in a position type of thing. I'm going to rotate the spindle right around 1,000 RPM. I might be able to get it a little faster, but that ought to do it. The internal tool post grinders cranking it something like 30,000. It's pretty fast. So and I'm just using a real small wheel on it, so it should work out. Should work out good. And we're going to get that to 0. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark or index the sleeve to the nut, that spindle cover nut. I'm going to index the two, so when you put it in, it's always hopefully close to 0. I'm hoping for a real close to 0. So run out. So that's what we're going to do here and show you all this, and also hope it all works out. Quite a few little comments on this full project, so I want to get this done. I've got 3 or 4 other projects I'm right in the middle of, and I need to kind of get going on those, so get them finished up. And that's about it. So let's get things repositioned here, and let's go to grinding this. Alright, I'm going to stand in the right spot, so it's shading the indicator, but this is set up for at 10 degrees on the sine bar. And let's see how we are. I think we're pretty good to go here. Yeah, that's looks like a couple tenths maybe, but over 1 inch and 2 inches. So I think we're pretty good. Yeah, there we go. That was the setup with the sine bar. And got a parallel clamped on the side, blocks, and sine bar. Alright, so I've set up here on the spindle. Now what I've done, this top mark is where the key is on the spindle. This mark is where the key is on the adapter sleeve. So what I've done is I measured, I moved the adapter sleeve, let me put it that way. I started here as position 1, and then 45 degrees, position 2, 90 degrees, position 3, etc. all the way around. So I made, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 measurements. And I measured the total indicator runout in each of those positions as I rotated that sleeve, and seated it each time, of course. So the measurements were, starting at position 1 were 3 thousandths, then 4, and I'm going to go down the list, then 4, 4.5, 4 3/4, about 4.2, back to 4, 3.5, 2.25 or so, and then about 2.5 for another. I did a 9th measurement. So this was the best spot right here. It's position 8. Position 9 started to get a little worse, and then back to about 3 again. So this was the best position best measurement. So I'm gonna zoom in there, and you can see what I've got on this one position here. So okay, there we go. There's 0, right? And just a smidge over there. 1 2/1000, 2 and just about a half. So really, it's about 2.5 thousandths. I would call it about 2.5. There we go, 2.5. So that's the best location. 2.5 thousandths total indicator runout for that adapter. So what I would say is that the heating, when they brazed it, probably screwed it up a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to set up, and I'm going to regrind this nose on there where the collet seats. That's that seating surface. Oops. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind this seating surface, I think. You know, it's only 2.5 thousandths total indicated, so that's about the only thing I can think of doing is regrinding that inside. I'll leave the outside alone, and I'll mark this as far as an indexing. I think what I'll do is I'll index it with the key, and then I'll put a mark on the face of this adapter sleeve to indicate where the indexing is with the spindle. And this is only going to be used on this lathe, so I think that's my best option to get this closer. I have a internal tool post grinder, and we get that set up at the right angle and give this a very slight grind. The collets will seat a little deeper, but we're only talking a few thousandths. I'll probably make a little drawing to calculate that out about how far how much deeper that is going to really seat. So I think I'll be able to do that. I don't think I'll have to regrind the far end. So I think it's, this is for me to fix this. This is about the only option I really have. I guess I could send that out and have it completely redone, but I don't know if it's not really worth it to probably do that. I might as well try to grind that myself. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, I got things pretty warmed up. The lathe is running at 1780. Excuse me. Clockwise. Counterclockwise. The lathe is running counterclockwise. And the grinder is running clockwise at around 30,000. That's what the label says. So things are basically warmed up. And we're set on an angle. Bring it in to touch off. There we go. I only do about a half a thousandth at a time here, not to do much. According to my calculations, I should only lose it. The collet should only go about 14 thousandths deeper when I'm done with this. I'm only going to go a little bit more, another thousandth or so more. We're pretty much at full contact there. Now that's probably going to be it. We'll spark it out here. Take a look at that. Not hot at all. Pretty, I don't know if I can turn it. Yeah, pretty good finish though. Looks like there's about, there's that little, I don't know if you can see that little blue right there in the back. That's about it. It's about, let's see, about a third of the way, maybe a little more than a, third to a half way around that little bit in the back. So I think I'm going to call it good. Let's see how collet fits. Okay, we're all done grinding, and so I've got my this indicator set up in there. This is a thousandths indicator, and I got it pretty close to zero. It's very touchy to get right on zero, so but I'm going to turn that. Make sure it's wiped good. And let's see if I can. I may have turned from the back side here. It's really there's no movement at all. Okay, now I'm gonna change, and I'm gonna put my inner rapid in there, which is a half indicator. Okay, I got my inner rapid half thousandth indicator on there. I'm gonna turn it. I have to turn it really slow. You know, the angles are kind of weird there, so let's see what we get. Getting a couple tenths. So I would say we're really good there. A couple tenths is I won't argue with. Now we'll put a collet in and spin something. All right, I put the collet closer in, and took out my sleeve, put it back in again with the index marks, And now I stuck a, well, so I stuck a 1-inch collet in. Now these are not expensive collets. These are just, you know, your cheap Inco Chinese ones. And I threw a piece of 1-inch stock in there. And I've checked this piece of 1-inch this is a piece of 1-inch stainless. I checked it on a surface plate. It's got some scratches in it now, but it is very straight, within a couple tenths type of thing, really straight. So let's see here. I got about 1/1000th of total run out. Now that could be the collet, you know, but from what I was before, 25 thousandths of run out, and I've got it down to about 1. I think I'm good. 1 to a little less than 1 there. So maybe one day I'll get some good collets, and that would be pretty sweet. That'd run really nice. So I'm gonna spin it up here. Oh, let's get that. I'm adjusting the indicator there. Yeah, it's about 1,000. That's about it. So I can't complain. So I was doing the cleanup, getting everything cleaned up. I go, well, what the hell? I'm going to change the collet and throw something else in, right? So I threw a 1/2 inch. Now this is a little better collet. This is a Royal collet, and I threw a old 1/2 inch end mill in there. I just threw it in there. Threw the dial indicator on it. Couple tenths, maybe. I just threw it in. Didn't even pay attention to it. So, thumbs up on the old results, I think. I'm pretty dang happy with that. I guess I'll have to get better collets. Alrighty, thanks you guys.